Viewers, welcome back to the Coach's Desk with host Coach Minze, where you get your sporting experience. And it's a good day, yeah. And we're happy that we are able to make another video for you, to our viewers and our subscribers out there. Just remember, people, if you're new, just hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that when we drop these videos, you will be notified. All right, so let's get right into it, people. We'll be talking about one West Bromwich Albion player in Kyle Bartley. Yes, and why are we going to be talking about this player? Why? Yeah. Well, of course, once it's football and we talk about a player, then he's eligible to play for Jamaica. No approach has been made for this player as yet, but of course, because we highlight players, he's another player that we're going to be highlighting so that persons can be aware of him. Like I said, he played for West Bromwich Albion and he was the player in the number 5 jersey who played against Chelsea. Yes, in that game where they beat Chelsea 5 goals to 2. Yeah, man. So that's the player I'm going to be talking about. And a lot of persons might know about him, some might not. But I mean, we're just going to be updating you on this player. So, of course, he was born in England. He plays central defender. And the beauty about this player, people, he can play on both sides of the central defense. But he prefers to use his right foot. So, I guess he plays better on the right side. Now, a lot of Gunners fans will be checking out this player. He actually plays for Arsenal. Yes, he came up through the Arsenal Academy. But before that, he was at Bolton Wanderers and the Fletcher Moss Rangers. Yeah, people. He was actually the captain of the reserve team, which won a competition. And yes, he's a pretty decent player, if you ask me. Very good defender. So he won the. Did I say reserve? Well, it's a Premier League Academy League that he won in 2008, 2009, and the FA Youth Cup. And he was the captain of the academy team. Yeah, man. So, useful player. But the thing about this player, people, he traveled a whole lot. He went to a number of clubs, several clubs. But before we get into the clubs that he'd have gone to, he played for the national team for England, the under 16 5 caps, under 17 3 caps, but that's where it ended for him. Now, like I said before, he was in the Arsenal setup. Then he didn't get a game for the Arsenal team, the first team. He was sent to Sheffield United on loan. Then he stayed there on another second stint at Sheffield. He went over to Rangers again on loan. He did another second stint at Rangers. He was at Swansea. Swansea bought him. Then he was loaned out to Birmingham. He was loaned out to Leeds. So, like I was saying, this player traveled a lot. He moved to several clubs. And is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? Is it a case where the players that move to several clubs, as a result of them can't get into the first team or the starting lineup, but because of wanting to play regular football, they go out on loan. So it could be looked as into as that. But he's now at West Bromwich Albion, 88 caps, 6 goals. All right. So, like I said, people, he's a pretty decent defender. And we're just going to look into his strengths and his weaknesses as a defender. Because, of course, you know that if he's eligible for the Reggae Boys, we would want to know what Kyle Bartley brings to the table. Yeah, what he brings to the table. Yeah, man. I did say to you that he can play both sides of the central defender. right? So he can play the right, he can play the left, and that's a good attribute for him because if he can switch position with his fellow other defender to make things, you know, a little bit easier or to change up things so that the striker will not get used to one player and all of that. Yeah, so yeah, man, all in all, let's move to his strengths. Before I jump into his strengths, people, he is a player that they say have no weakness. But when you look at players, every single player would have a shortcoming. There's no perfect person, no perfect player. So I would believe that this player has weaknesses. And watching him playing that game on Saturday, I figure that he's not so good in the aerial duels, and that's what I picked up about him. So when you look at it, they say that he doesn't have any weaknesses, but I picked up a weakness watching the game. He's not good in the air. All right. So when he comes under pressure from other persons, he doesn't do that well. Understand? And overall, playing that position, it's not like he's a 9.5 or a 9.8. He's just 6.89. Understand? So for them to say that he doesn't have any weakness, then you know, well, probably everybody sees football different, and I might see him not having good aerial duels in one game, but when he comes into another game or another 5 games, then he'll be winning those headers and clearing those balls. So I mean, they could be right. You understand? Um, some of his strengths now. You see, it's good. It's good to know, you know, because he might had a bad game there in the aerial duels, but one of his strength and his most significant strength is aerial duels. So possibly that's why they didn't have him with any aerial duels, but his strong point of his game is in the air. So I mean, like I was saying, I could watch him in one game and he had a bad game. You understand? But when you watch other games, so I understand them making this point then. All right, so his style of play, he likes to play short passes. That's in his defensive end there. He likes to make the passes short and snappy. He clears the ball out of defense very often. So even though he likes to make short passes, people, once he gets the ball, this is a no-nonsense defender who is not going to hold on to the ball for too long. You understand? He's going to ensure that he clears the ball. So this man wastes no time. When he's not under pressure, that's the time he makes the short passes. The thing about it, he also commits a lot of foul. That can be dangerous and that can be good because if a player is coming towards and he breaks up a play by fouling the player, that is good. But what if he commits a foul inside the box? Then he will give away a penalty and all of that. So I guess he knows when to make that foul or commit that foul. If it is in the box, he goes cautious or cagey, and if it is outside the box, then he will decide that, hey, I have to take this foul so I can have my troops regroup. So it is something that he might, you know, think about and decide if it is worth doing and so forth. So I mean, definitely, I want you to go out and look at this player. So the next time the West Bromwich Albion team play, people, I want you to check out Kyle Bartley. He wears the number 5 jersey and he's in the central defensive area. I did not tell you his age. He's 29 years of age. All right. So check him out, people. And do you think that he would be a good fit for the Reggae Boys? Do you believe that we should pursue him? with the type of defenders that we have in Ethan Pinnock, Liam Moore, um, Curtis Tilt. We still have a Damian Lowe, a Wes Hardlin. Should we go for this player? I mean, you'd have some Premier League experience, but I mean, I don't think he's someone that. Well, he's someone that could be considered, but I mean, if we're gonna say that we're gonna all out go for him to get his papers and all of that, I wouldn't think so. But he's a very, very, very good defender. Very good defender. And as I said, based on the game that I watched, he played pretty well. He had some moments when he wasn't good in the air, but on the look of things, that is one of his strong points. He probably just had a off game versus Chelsea, but I mean, he's a pretty good defender. So whether we are interested in him or not, he's a very good defender. And for information, it is good for you viewers out there to know that he's another person, he's another defender that we could have our eyes on, just in case anything occurs, injury, anything of the sort. He could fill that slot for a Liam Moore, a Ethan Pinnock, a Curtis Tilt, a Damian Lowe. You understand? Thanks again, people, for tuning in to the Coach's Desk. I really appreciate the support. Continue to do what you do to remain safe. Like I said before, it's high time that we continue to stay safe. Coach's Desk, I'm out.